Greetings, viewers. Thank you very much for joining this broadcast. And I'm not alone today. I'm going to bring Seema Bhatia in a moment, who is into Ayurveda and many other things. So I've got a treat for you today. But I just want to make sure that you're all keeping a high vibe, because the time that we're living in is it's very difficult to keep positive when you see so much negativity around, wars happening, people dying from all sides. Always be on the side of peace, love, and harmony. That way you will raise your vibe. And as I've told you, interestingly, I'm a global citizen. I've told you this, and I've got someone else who says she is a global citizen too. It's an honor to have her with me. But let me just say a little bit about her, and then Seema can fill in anything that I've missed. So she's a culinary expert who actually dabbles in ancestral culinary traditional foods and cuisine from beautiful India. I'm wearing Namaste on my top here because it means the spirit in me greets the spirit in you and honors you. And I honor every single person I meet. And, this is amazing because she has a holistic approach to wellness, to empowerment, to health, creating foods and dishes that create healing, wellness, and she adopts the process of meditation and yoga at a very powerful level, actually, very powerful level indeed, because we're talking about beyond breath work and using various different powerful spices, blends, yogic teas, Ayurvedic medicine. If you've never heard of what Ayurveda is, and it's relatively new in the West, Seema will explain exactly what that is and how it can impact the mental and physical state. So, viewers, I'm very excited. I am very excited because, as I said, I'm a global citizen, but I have I look clearly Asian, Indian, right? And so this is a proud moment for me to hear about something that comes from a place I very much love. So Seema, welcome, namaste, namaskaram. Thank you for joining us today.
A very warm namaste, Paul. Thank you so much for having me on your platform today. Yes, I am a global citizen. I was born and raised in Kenya. I'm first generation Kenyan Indian. Marriage whisked me away to the shores of Mumbai, where I lived in India for 3 years, and I had a good 20-year stint in Asia and Hong Kong, and now I'm based in the UK. And it gives me so much joy and pleasure to be speaking to you about Ayurveda. So should I just dive straight into it? And
that would be wonderful. I mean, if you could kindly, maybe at the basic level, for anyone who's never heard of what Ayurveda is. I mean, a lot of people have heard about Chinese medicine, but Ayurveda seems to have found its way here after many years, but it's been around for years. I mean, please do explain what Ayurveda is for the viewers.
So at the realm of holistic healing, Ayurveda is celebrated as India's ancient science of life. Ayur, life, Veda, knowledge. Okay, and it is also the sister science to yoga. It has stood the test of time as an ancient system of medicine that promotes harmony and balance within the body, and also, of course, the mind. So, in effect, what does Ayurveda actually say? What does Ayurveda suggest? Ayurveda suggests that this whole universe and everything around it is comprised of the 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and space. Now, these elements manifest within us, in our bodies, as doshas or metabolic types, right? So many of you must have heard the word Vata, Pitta, Kapha. And you often wonder, what is Vata, what is Pitta, what is Kapha? These are the metabolic types that are manifested within us, okay? Now, Vata is air and space. Pitta is fire and water. And Kapha is earth and water, right? So basically, these are the three metabolic types. Now, each one of us is one of these metabolic types with a combination of a little bit of another and perhaps even a third one as well, you know. So, Vata, air and space. Generally, Vata people are said to fare better if they favor tastes that are sweet, sour, and salty. Okay. And it's best they avoid pungent, bitter, and astringent tastes. Okay. Pitta, the fire and water people, it's better they favor sweet, bitter, and astringent tastes and avoid pungent, sour, and salty tastes. And Kapha, like myself, and I love what I am. Kaphas love sweet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kaphas tend to be soft-spoken, a little bigger in build. So they're said to fare better if they favor pungent, bitter, and astringent tastes and avoid sweet, sour, salty, and heavy oily foods, okay?
Right.
So today, this is just a general overview that I've given you. Now, today we're going to be exploring the essence of Ayurveda and understanding fall, since we're in fall, autumn, through Ayurvedic principles. As you can see, I'm synergized with fall. I'm wearing the colors of fall. So, with the changing seasons, Ayurveda acknowledges fall as the transitional phase, okay, as the season of transition that affects our physical and our mental well-being. Okay, so fall marks natural rhythms that shift, which call for adjustments within our lifestyle and our diet so that we can maintain balance and equilibrium, right? Because we must be balanced. So, what are the principles that we need to delve into during autumn or fall? So fall is a period of transformation and it's a period of introspection, a time to silence yourself and go within and watch your mind, your body, your thought process. Of course, it is characterized by cooler temperatures, dryness, and variability in weather patterns. Sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's rainy, sometimes it's cold, and at other times it's also warm, right? So what does Ayurveda say? Ayurveda suggests that fall is associated with the Vata dosha, the dosha of air and ether. Okay, winter is the Kapha period. Now, many of you would hear the word in spring, shedding your winter coat, right? So shedding your winter coat is the Kapha season when you've accumulated all that celebration food, all those very creamy, rich rice puddings. You've been keeping warm and comforted with a nice hot bowl of buttery, milk-laden puddings, etc. And you develop this winter coat, and then spring is when you want to shed, renew, regenerate, and shed that coat. But fall, what does Ayurveda suggest that we do in fall? The weather is characterized by dryness. There's a variability of weather patterns. It is, of course, the time of the Vata period. And this is the elemental force. Vata is the elemental force that governs movement, it governs creativity, and it governs change. So as Vata is becoming more prominent in fall, we individuals will probably experience more dry skin, perhaps be constipated. Some of us may develop anxiety and insomnia, right? So you wonder, why is this happening to me? You may not understand that we actually have to synergize ourselves with nature. Yeah. So Ayurvedic practitioners emphasize that we maintain a vata pacifying diet during autumn or fall to counteract the effects of the seasonal shifts. Yeah. So are you with me right now? Do you have any questions, any remarks to make or anything, Paul?
Wow. I mean, that was so powerful, so comprehensive. I've learned so much in just a few minutes, actually. That was amazing. See, the strange thing is, today I did a session of Tai Chi and Qigong with some of my students, and we did the 4 seasons. So we did this one, which is spring, growth, then summer. So, like the sun is projecting its energy outwards and then gathering a harvest, autumn and winter. But it's really interesting because I follow a lot of people. I've attended a seminar, a live seminar, which was given by Sadhguru, and he was talking about the meditation and being in sync with the elements, and that was interesting. But then he also said, you should learn about Ayurveda, just how it works with this system. And I thought, oh, I'll put that on my list of things to do. You've taught me so much about being in sync and understanding that synchronicity from an individual standpoint, because we're all different. And so, what type are you? What type am I? I'm going to find a way to find out what type I am. I'm going to ask you later on, or maybe you can tell us a little bit
So
about.
there are two ways of doing it. So a very simple way, which I employ, of course, because I'm not an Ayurvedic doctor, but I've studied Ayurvedic nutrition because I place myself as a self-care coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I bring in the nutrition side of it, the self-care side of it, the beauty side of it. I'm also, you mentioned Beyond Breath. So Beyond Breath are the sessions that we hold with the Art of Living. I'm training to be an Art of Living teacher. I'm a breathwater sound teacher with the Art of Living. So, breath work is very important in eliminating toxins from our body and bringing us to a much more quieter space of mind where we can meditate. And of course, I mentioned the diet and the beauty prescriptions and just general self-care prescriptions and a bit of yoga. So the word you used, the very powerful word you used was synchronicity. Okay. That we have to be synchronized with nature and everything around us. But before I get into that, you asked me about the doshas. So I went on to giving you a whole explanation of everything.
That was very useful.
Your dosha, your metabolic type, can be determined through a questionnaire, a set of questions that we pose in front of you. And then we assess, we weigh it out and assess. Otherwise, Ayurvedic doctors do Nadi where they use the rhythms of your pulse to determine what dosha you are. They take very specialized training to do that. And it's actually extremely accurate. I was at the Art of Living in Bangalore in 2018, and there's a very well-known Ayurvedic doctor there who does Nadi Pariksha, and he felt my pulse, and he was actually able to tell me through my pulse a condition that my daughter had.
Wow. Through
This
your
is very,
pulse.
very interesting. Through my pulse. That's how intuitive he was.
Wow.
It was amazing. I was just blown away. I just looked at him. I said, "How did you know?" He said, He said, "Well, you're the mother." He said, "So we can tell from the mother." I said, "That's so amazing,
Yeah.
It just blew me off, and that's what motivated me more to learn more about Ayurveda, actually, because it was so mysterious.
Yeah.
That he was able to say this to me. So Ayurveda and the fall diet. What is the perfect fall diet for Ayurveda to nourish our mind, our body, and our soul and bring us into balance? So, of course, you have to cultivate a very nourishing diet that aligns with the principles of balancing vata. So, what does this entail? Warm cooked foods, foods that are grounding and very easy to digest. Okay. So, incorporating seasonal produce. Okay. Seasonal fruits, apples, pomegranates, figs, nourishing vegetables that are in season, grounding sweet potatoes, very good for your gut health. Carrots, beets, pumpkins.
Ah, of course,
It's
because they're in
all of this.
season.
Absolutely. This can all help, maintain the internal moisture within your body, because it's a season of vata and dryness and coolness, and also brings grounding stability. So warm, soft, dense. You could think of a lentil khichdi maybe with some pumpkin in it, very lightly tempered with some ghee and some Ayurvedic warming spices. That would be a perfect meal. So warm, soft, dense, and slightly oily meals are great to balance off all that roughness and the dry, light qualities of vata. Nice one, creamy soups, nice creamy pumpkin soup with lots of ginger, in-season vegetable stews, a sprinkle of flax seeds. It's always wonderful and also very good for your gut health, and you get your omegas as well. So basically, during fall, we're going to favor warm over cold. Warm
Very interesting.
fluids, warm teas, ginger teas, warm cardamom teas, cooked foods, broccoli, cauliflower, rice puddings, hot cereals, hot spice milks. Now, the funny thing is, we as human beings all are generally synergized with nature. Now, as the weather becomes cooler, don't you find yourself craving that chai tea?
I do. It's really interesting.
Or
I
do
mean,
you
is that
find
to do
yourself,
with balance, would you say?
it's just that we're synergized with nature, so we're in sync with nature, so we want to have what nature has intended for us many a time. You may want to go out and have that warmly spiced golden chai, golden milk latte. You may just feel like having, I feel like having a turmeric milk today. It's so cold outside. Why don't I go and get myself a nice hot cup of spiced chai tea?
Yes.
I think that says it all.
Yes.
Right? So, we are synergized with nature. We are synergized with the weather. We are we need to be synergized with the transitional changes that are around us. So, the hot spice milks. And of course, we want to pacify the vatas. So we want to pacify it with the sweet, creamy rice puddings. Sour, when I speak of sour, you can think of oranges. Think of the Thanksgiving table. It always has oranges on it,
Interesting.
right? Pumpkins, again, the sweet taste, So you really want to favor all these kinds of foods. Now, you want to include the healthy fats. So at this point, I'd like to ask you, what is your favorite health?
This is such a good question because you see, Seema, I studied biochemistry, I studied genetics, I studied,
Yes.
classic, science, and I still do science, but I know that now science is just starting to understand that certain fats, if consumed without certain foods, can have a beneficial effect on the body, right? So, things
Right.
like ghee in the past, according to the West, was always bad, but it's not the case. Because if you consume it, again, I'll go back to something that Sadhguru said, on an empty stomach, it coats your stomach, and then you don't absorb so many toxins into the body. So I know a little bit. I don't know so much about how these manifest in the body, but I know that the Western system of looking at it and science is now taking a U-turn and really looking at what is really good and what is not so good for you.
So basically, you absolutely nail on the head. I grew up in my days in Kenya, and my mom would say, we shouldn't have ghee, it's not good for your health. Now the whole thing has shifted, that ghee, it coats your stomach, it's good for lubricating your joints, and actually ghee is also very good for your metabolic fire, for your Agni. Okay, because it fires up your Agni. Okay, so I'm coming into Agni, shortly. So cooked foods, I was talking about cooked foods like broccoli, cauliflower, rice pudding, hot cereals, spiced milks, sauteed in-season vegetables with ghee, warming spices such as cumin, etc. Of course, pacifying your vata with a sweet, sour, salty taste. Jaggery is very nice. Healthy fats is what we were talking about. So we spoke about ghee, coconut oil. Some schools of thought say yes, some schools of thought say no, but I believe everything in balance. Avocados, in the natural form of avocado oil, is really good for you. This can actually support the lubrication of the body and the warmth of the body. Okay, so we're going to minimize those pungent, bitter, astringent tastes. So for example, bitter gourd is astringent and bitter. So don't have that during fall, And you're going to align your lifestyle and your diet with the seasons. So this brings me to the concept of Ritu Charya, aligning yourselves with the rhythms of nature. So Ayurveda says that every season we have to align ourselves with the rhythm of nature, to be in balance with everything. So what is Ritucharya? It's a seasonal regime prescribed by Ayurveda. And it understands the importance of adapting your lifestyle, adapting your diet to correspond with the environmental changes. So during fall, adhering to a practice like for Ritucharya, a very simple, very good practice to incorporate into your daily routine is an Abhyanga massage, an Ayurvedic Abhyanga massage. Using light sesame oil, having a full body massage or doing a self massage, some gentle yoga. Meditation can foster a sense of grounding and tranquility. Before your Abhyanga massage, you may want to exfoliate, with a dry brushing. We talk about the dry brushing technique to stimulate your lymphatic system. That's also great, for the season. Very important to cultivate a very calm environment around you. Warm, soft lighting. Another thing I like to tie in with my Ayurveda is aromatherapy. I believe every oil has a vibration and affects our senses in a different way. So wonderful, soothing oils, warming oils. You can have some cinnamon oil, jasmine, lang lang, and of course, frankincense, very powerful oil, and has been glorified by many a sacred text as well. Frankincense for its high frequency, its high vibration. So you could add a few drops into your Abhyanga oil for your massage, or you can, diffuse it in your room, sit down, sit back with the warm lighting, listen to some music. All these rituals of nurturing yourself can help mitigate the disruptive effects of Vata, because Vata is all about movement, it's all about anxiety, insomnia, all, that erratic state of mind. So, it's just getting yourself grounded, getting yourself calm. Sweet orange oil is excellent as well as an aromatherapy oil.
Very interesting.
Any questions, any remarks so far?
So many. There's so many. It's really interesting because I feel that in many ways I've become a lot more in sync since I started doing yoga regularly. And I started doing yoga regularly through, it was a hatha yoga practice that they ran. It was Baba Jinam's hatha yoga. And so I would go and I'd do this set of exercises, which included salutation, a range of different hatha yoga postures. And interestingly, I do not need an alarm clock to wake up at all. I wake up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock every day. And I just lie there and I think, okay, it's time to get up. And I'll just get up and I feel like I want to do my meditation, do my yoga automatically. And it's more than just a habit. It's more than that, because I know even if I'm traveling, wherever I am, I will wake up at that time, even if I do not know the new time. So synchronicity is amazing.
Absolutely.
What I'm hearing from you is just absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Paul. So this is going to bring me to a few other concepts in Ayurveda, and one is understanding Agni or metabolic fire. So in a nutshell, I'm going to keep this really short. You are as strong as your Agni. Okay, that's what Ayurveda says. If your Agni is not strong, your immunity is not going to be strong. Okay, basically. So Agni is your digestive fire, and it plays a pivotal role in maintaining your overall well-being in Ayurveda, and especially during fall. So you need to kindle your Agni, keep it very strong with your spices, turmeric, ginger, and adhering to an in-season diet, aligning yourselves with the rhythms of nature, Ritucharya, okay? Another very important thing we need to know in Ayurveda is ojas. What are ojas? Ojas are your essence of vitality and immunity, and they are essential for bolstering the body's resilience against the seasonal imbalances, right? So ojas is that nectar. So that very carrot you ate 2 weeks ago, all that nectar from those carrots will manifest within your body after 14 to 20 days. So ojas fortifying foods, have almonds, dates, saffron to promote vitality, especially during fall. Must pay attention to our energy channels, our shrotras, okay? So what are shrotras? Shrotras can be defined as our respiratory, circulatory, and our digestive system, okay? So if our shrotras have a lot of accumulated toxic buildup or ama, as it's known, right? We'll feel sluggish, we'll feel tired, our digestive system will be poor. So it's very important that we incorporate foods that clean out our shrotras, especially during fall. So turmeric and ginger actually are natural high-powered scrapers that scrape away all the ama or the toxic buildup, the leftover digestive toxic buildup that's not digested, that gets accumulated within our energy channels. So ginger and turmeric are a great way of cleaning out our shrotras.
Wow, Seema, this is brilliant. I have to say, viewers, if you want to contact Seema, I'm going to put links in the description. Whatever links, email address, whatever you want, Seema, and she offers a range of self-care prescriptions for individuals, Ayurvedic-based diet, breath work, meditation, really amazing beauty rituals. And I would highly recommend her. I would highly recommend what she's doing. You can clearly see there's so much knowledge that she has to offer, and you'll be in good hands. And thank you so much, Seema, for your time and making time to come on my channel and talk about this. It's been something that I've wanted to put across to audiences for so long. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Paul, for having me. It's been such a joy to be here with you today. There's so much more. It's such a vast topic. And I'm quite passionate about it. I could go on and on and on.
I can see.
But
That's very good.
thank you. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure. See you again, and look forward to meeting you in person.
Absolutely. That's on our to-do list. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Namaste.
Namaste.